Scorpio collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your twin flame reading, timeless twin flame reading, but time-stamped for January 2020. I am your reader, Mark Angela Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, and president of Drawing the Circle Productions, DrawingTheCircle.com, bringing people together with spirit since 1998. I've been running this company around a long time. Welcome, welcome. If you are new to my channel, please do like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to my 1,000 subscribers so that I can do super live chat, make a little coin on the side. You can always book me for a reading. Info's in the box below. But I have promised to do something called Drunk Tarot once a month, once I do get super live chat. And there's a video in the description box below about what Drunk Tarot is. Once a month or so, first couple of months, we'll see how it goes. People like it. Yeah, I did a whole video on that there. But this, however, is not a Drunk Tarot. This is a twin flame read. So let's get some things out of the way before we do this. Number one, this is a general read, right? It's not going to resonate with everybody. Just can't do that all the time when you're reading quantum fields of different zodiacal signs, then adding different planets. That's a lot of people, right? So please take what resonates. That's why I do sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs, so that you can look at your other signs and get little pieces of the puzzle of, 5% here, 90% there, depending on where you are guided to get that. Pay attention to how the information feels in the body. That's what it means to resonate, that there's a difference between intuition and emotion, right? So you may be triggered by something that's an emotion, but notice how it feels in your body, right? If it's like, it's probably hitting something you don't want to look at. It's just how it goes. Don't kill the messenger. This is a twin flame reading, as I said, and there are a couple of videos in the description box you may want to check, because my definition of what a twin flame contract is, a twin flame relationship, is a little different than what's going around in the spiritual vernacular. Inspired by the work of KAHN, spiritual teacher, Hay House author, YouTube genius as far as I'm fucking concerned. He's really good. KAHN, All for Love. Brilliant channel. Go watch his stuff. And the creator of the Healing Mantra deck from Hay House, which I'll be using in this reading. He did a video called Soul Contracts, Twin Flames and Soulmates Redefined, which really was a turnaround. I guess I watched that about a year and a half ago, maybe. Really just spun everything around for me. I love the way he redefined it, which I'll get into that in a minute. Also inspired me to do my own video clarifying twin flames, soulmates, and true lovers. True lovers is sort of what I bring to the party, that clarification, as well as I did one a couple of days ago for the twin flame readings for 2020 and moving forward. So go have a look at them, because a twin flame contract between any two souls is a pre-incarnational agreement that you make with other souls in a particular form of relationship, but can be in any form of relationship. Soulmates and twin flames, you can have a soulmate friend, you can have a soulmate lover, you can have a parent who's a soulmate, same with twin flame. You have more than one of both. See, these are the things that get lost in the shuffle over the decades, and in some cases centuries. Twin flames go back to split aparts, which is a whole other angry inch issue. That being said, the bottom line of a twin flame contract is that you teach each other how to heal. You teach each other how to love your own selves individually. You teach each other how to set boundaries, self-respect, all the self stuff. Why is that? Because by contract, you cannot give each other what you want. You give each other what you need, and usually not in that fun way, right? So as I've been saying for all of these vids, like my mother and I, soulmate contract. We came in to help each other heal, no question. My father and I, twin flame. He wanted a heterosexual Republican with something or other. I don't know. He got himself a gay witch. So, right, Catholic. That was the other one. He got himself a liberal gay witch. Just did not get, there was no way I was going to be who he wanted me to be, and there was no way he was going to be the mentally, emotionally balanced sane father that I needed. But then again, I was born in '68. Parenting was very different back then in my day. We ate lead paint for breakfast. It's cool. So these readings, that's why I did the video. Go check it out. A couple other things before we get to biz. We're going to be doing Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, just as a way of differentiating who's who. It's not about bodily gender. It's about energetic dynamic. I consider myself a Divine Feminine predominantly, although put me around the right guy and all of a sudden I'm daddy. So like totally Divine Masculine. I am a top, right? So we're all fluid that way. Gender, energetic, dynamic fluid. I guess we could make a whole new categorization there. So you get what I'm saying? So you'll be able to feel out which one you are, but because it's a twin flame read, there can be a lot of mirroring. So just kind of go with it. Take whatever really resonates with within the body. The last thing, though, is please remember to breathe. As I have to remember to breathe, because even in this preamble, I speed up because the energy's coming through so fast. And yes, I want to get it out there and get to the reading. But when I do that, it flows easier and you get the opportunity to actually absorb what I'm saying. So I'm not such a fucking jackhammer, because I can be when I don't relax and let it flow. Also, staying in the present moment and breathing, even though we are in different times, like I'm obviously recording this, and we are in different places, you're still tuning to the same grace, guidance, chi, prana, life force, whatever you want to call it, right? The quantum field. So you're able to actually tune yourself to the same vibration with practice or not, maybe you're just natural at it, that I'm tuning to and getting the information from, right? So I just become sort of like the externalization of what it is that you're tuning to as well. Cool, cool. So have fun with this, right? Because it's a twin flame contract. What could go wrong? Breathe. Here we go. Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpios. Here we go. We're going to start with 2 Caroline Myss archetype cards. All of the decks that I use are in the description box all the way at the bottom, along with 2 links from my books, some videos, like I said. Let's do this deal. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, can I have one card, a soul archetype, a Caroline Myss archetype card for the Divine Feminine in this Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame contract, timeless, but time-stamped for January 2020. Please, one for the Divine Feminine face down. The same, please, for the Divine Masculine in this Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame contract, January 2020, otherwise timeless. That was pretty painless. These will be the dominant energies. Everything else will, in one way or another, reflect back to these. The Divine Feminine, we've got... Ooh, we've got a really, really ancient one here. We've got the Divine Feminine Queen and the Divine Masculine Slave. Someone cue Britney Spears. Holy shit, how old is this one? This is like going back to Old Testament shit. This is like an old twin flame tale. All right. Okay, now just to say, the Queen archetype is a member of the feminine family of archetypes. There are 9 families of archetypes, so we've got a Divine Feminine in the feminine family of archetypes. The Slave archetype for the Divine Masculine here, the Slave is really sort of wild card, although I find it to be one of the highest of the Divine Family archetypes. It really is sort of a wild, I think it's part of the wild card family. The wild cards are always a little hard to remember because they don't fit into the previous 8 categories as cleanly. So I'm going to read the shadow and light attributes written on the card. I prefer the language of lead and gold, but bringing the shadow to light is a way of looking at it, alchemizing the lead into gold. These are the energies, the lessons, the lead, the shadow, that this twin flame contract you are to heal yourself of. You cannot help each other heal by definition in a twin flame contract. So this is what you are healing within yourself, and be aware of what's triggering you from them. Look, I automatically make it where the Divine Masculine's triggering me. That's a little what's male misogyny? I know misogyny is women. I don't trust guys as much. That's why I came back as a gay male. Chicky. Here we go. The Queen archetype, Her Majesty. The Shadow attribute. I think we know the Shadow Queen. I've dated a bunch. Becomes arrogant when authority is challenged. Have you ever? Yeah, I've worked for a bunch of those. Controlling and demanding. We all know that, right? Off with their heads, you know? There's all sorts of evil queens. Like, pick a Disney queen, right? Except I think for one, they're all pretty much fucking heinous, right? Becomes arrogant when authority is challenged, controlling and demanding. Once upon a time, Regina, the word Regina means queen, right? They really, I mean, Caroline Myss could have written that show, or at least done the character development. Caroline Myss archetype cards. The light attribute radiates the regal feminine, okay? Uses her benevolent authority to protect others. So we're definitely looking at an authority figure here, which is why with a slave, this could get very, very, very tricky. Now, I can feel some of you going down the B&D S&M road there, and I am talking to a Scorpio collective. But the thing there is that I dabbled a little in the 90s. I was in my 20s, right? You know, I already have all this witchcraft equipment. I just couldn't invest in all of that leather and stocks. And, you know, when I think of buying stock, I'm either thinking about for a company or, like, I'm going to cook, like, chicken beef stock, right? So if that's going on here, that's a piece of the collective. I'm sure I don't know how much that's going to come up. But let's read the slave archetype, because, like I said, this one has a very, very strong divine family, archetype family connection for me. The shadow attribute, giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices. That's hemorrhaging your willpower, your throat chakra willpower, your choices, your decisions to an external force. And it's really easy to do to a queen archetype. Remember, this does not have to be romantic sexual. Any twin flame relationship can come in any form. So here's the alchemy, as shadowy and shady as the shadow is, as toxic as the light is always equally as brilliant and as healing as the light is. So the slave light attribute, surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. Now, look, we've all had to do that at one time or another. We might not even know that we are specifically wording it, surrendering anything to the divine. We're just like, all right, it's more of an emotional thing. But understand that's how slaves become masters, right? Like I'm talking about on the spiritual path. I myself have asked the divine to take away my options. I had the last choice that I made, right? My last real choice was to whether or not to do the divine plan. Like I said, just sign me up for the divine plan. Take away my options and my choices. I'm not interested anymore. It takes, I guess, a while. I am 51. And after what I've been through the past two years, personally, in my relationships, in my company, in my career, I'm a YouTuber now, right? So I'm like, fine, whatever you fucking want me to do. Let life do whatever it's going to do to me to make me the best that I can be. Done, right? In some ways it's easier. In some ways it's absolutely a roller coaster ride. So you can feel the light of the slave here, balancing out the toxicity and the darkness of the shadow. Cool. Let's go a little deeper. We're going to use 3 Daughters of the Moon tarot, past, present, future, for the Queen to see where she is on a timeline. And then we're going to use 3 of the Mythic Tarot, Juliet Sharman Burr, for the Divine Masculine Slave. Same thing, past, present, future. Please take a nice deep breath. Ah, here we go. Voice of the Goddess, please. The Goddess is the collective divine feminine. 3 cards, past, present, future. For this divine feminine queen archetype, in this Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, twin flame contract, please. Where has she been in this twin flame contract? Past. Where is she now? Where is she now in this twin flame contract? I felt you pop out. Present. Where is she going in this twin flame contract? Now while we're here, we're just going to do the same thing. Get these done, right? Get all of them on the table so I can just go right across the board. Breathe. My gods, please. 3 cards, past, present, future, for this divine masculine slave archetype. I hear ya. Please, where has this divine masculine slave been? 1 card for the past in this twin flame relationship. Where is he now in this twin flame relationship? Card of the present. And where is he headed? Where is he going? The future. No, 2. If it was 1, I would have taken it. You got to set your rules when you do this stuff. Please, my gods, 1 card for this divine masculine slave. 1 card, where is he headed? Where is he going? A card of the future for this twin flame relationship. All right. Let's have a look at our divine feminine queen here. Where has she been? Well, the card of manipulation, the 6 of blades. Now, it is an air sign card, right? It's an air card. So it's often about, because of the 6s, definitely a card of mental manipulation. Can be a card of therapy. But as we know, the queen in her shadow can be very controlling and demanding. So it might be in the past that she has been controlling other people with thought, right? Manipulating them, perhaps lying, perhaps deceiving. But then again, if it is in the light, it is about counseling. It is about being benevolent, about listening, about hearing, about communication in a way that brings balance. Now, that's the thing about this card. I mean, every card has its light and its shadow. It's upright and reverse, but with round cards you get degrees, and there is no reverse or degrees. It is completely symmetrical all the way around on this one. Hence the word spin, right? It's like, how do you want to spin that? Because really the 6 of blades is the 6 of swords, and in the Rider-Waite Tarot it's the gondola, right? It's the dude, choppy water on one side, smooth on the other. He's like ferrying people from the woman and the child from one side to the other, from choppy to calm. So really shadow or light could play either way in there, but that word manipulation, you have to remember, is neutral, right? Here, I'll give you an example. Oh, I'm a little thirsty. Ah, now I am quenched. I just manipulated, right? It's water. I'm going to drink while doing this, unless I'm doing junk tarot with super live chat. Once I get 1,000 subscribers, please like and subscribe. Where is this? You know, here's the thing. I almost said, where is this bitch now? And isn't that what we call the Shadow Queen? She's such a bitch, right? He's such a bitch. I mean, really, the queen archetype. Plenty of gay men. Plenty of gay men that fit. Actually, I'm hanging out with some for New Year's Eve. Where is she now? She's in the card of play. 6 of flames. So that's interesting. We go from 6 of blades, air, to 6 of flames, fire, Bastet, Egyptian solar cat goddess, right? Very much a mother, but also very much a crone, in the sense of that voluptuous crone, right? The mother that is fiercely protective of her children, but very, very playful, very, very solar. And if you think of the 6 of flames in, again, the Rider-Waite, it's that card of victory. The 7 of flames in this deck is the card of victory. So this is sort of more like that playful, balanced kind of thing. So, I mean, unless she's really playing games and manipulative here, because fire is about will, desire, and intention. In a twin flame, I'm going to more lean towards that right now. She's having fun, right? It's like maybe I'm really kind of feeling intuitively for a good chunk, it's got to be a predominant part of the collective then, that this is actually coming from a place of kind of healthiness and balance, and also enjoying herself. But let's see what's coming in the future. Here we go. The earthquake. Now, the 5 of Pentacles, right? Nobody likes the 5 of Pentacles, except in this deck, it's the earthquake, a fast change in the physical world. How long does an earthquake last? Seconds. How much change does it make? A lot, right? Very, very quickly. So perhaps the worm turns. Perhaps this twin flamer has been going along. I mean, unless there's really been subtle manipulation going on in the background, and she's just sort of, you know, just sort of enjoying it and going along, but then, boom, something erupts quickly. Remember, twin flames are tumultuous. Earthquakes are tumultuous, right? Everything gets shaken, not stirred. Sorry. Dead Catskill comic guides, what do you want? So for this divine masculine slave archetype, where has he been? Well, 10 of Pentacles. So this is somebody who's really got the stability and has the perhaps the family connection or the solid business foundation. Could be someone who's slave to their work, because you know that thing about building security over a period of time, or even if it was given to you, you were married into it or whatever, is that all that rises falls. Everything erodes eventually, so we can become a slave to it for fear of loss. Could be. What's going on here? From the 10 of Pentacles to the 6 of Pentacles, there's a lot of sixes going on here. This is our third 6 so far, considering we're only using 6 tarot cards. Balance. This is, usually seen as the philanthropist giving half to the miser, half to kind of balancing it out with the scales. Here we have a king doling it out. I believe this is Midas. King Midas, sort of like deciding fairly whether or not to give. Now, the thing is when we see the traditional, again, I always refer back to the Rider-Waite to give a little bit deeper, particularly when they flash it in my third eye. In that thing of the Rider-Waite, 6 of Pentacles, there's one person who's getting, and there's another person who's not. Now, that's because it's a picture, not a movie, right? Maybe we don't know if the next person gets. But this person is begging. The person on their knees is begging, like a slave. And with the slave card right over it, kind of hard not to see that. So there may be an abdication of will going on here because of finances or because of physical resources. Now that can be very Scorpio. In that Scorpio 8th house is other people's resources, usually money, sex, and power, but obviously other resources than that. Resources that must be exchanged, right? So is this person abdicating their will in exchange for physical comfort or physical protection? Be careful with that, because there's an earthquake coming. For the future here, the Fool, new beginning. Feels like the slave is going to have to jump anyway. Going from a 10 of Pentacles, a 10, a completion of a cycle, into perhaps the Ace. Not shown as the Ace of Pentacles here, but shown as the card before the first card in the Major Arcana, which is the Magician. The Fool is the 0. It's between the worlds. It's between the card, well, literally between the card of the world and the card of the Magician. But it is that 0 space, that 0 point place, right? Not just the ending, not just the starting over, the merge of the two, that gap between the old and the new, the erosion and the renewal, which is a hard place to be, but a place of faith. So just by looking at the earthquake and the Fool together here, gonna say that this twin flamer, this twin flame relationship, not gonna say its days are numbered, but that a changes a coming. Hurricanes a coming. Oh my God, I can't believe I just made a fucking Golden Girls reference. Shoot me now. I was in a long-term relationship with someone who was a secret addict, and part of his addiction was the Golden Girls. Really, talk about aversion therapy. I was Clockwork Oranged with the Golden Girls. I know for some of you that sounds like so much fun. It's not. Let's go a little bit deeper here with the KAHN healing mantra cards. I love them so much. I love this deck. My little lightsabers on cardboard, just cutting through the effluvia of collective unconsciousness. We're going to get 2, one for the Divine Feminine, one from the Divine Masculine, from Matt and the Masters. Shall we breathe? I'll explain the cards if you haven't watched me work with them yet. Matt and the Ascended Masters, please, one card in clarity for this Divine Feminine Queen archetype in this Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, Twin Flame contract, January 2020, timestamp but timeless. Whenever they're supposed to watch this, please, what is the healing mantra for this Divine Feminine Queen archetype in this Sag Twin Flamer? How about for the Divine Masculine Slave? Please, same thing for this Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, twin flame contract. Got them both. Let's have a look. Now, I am going to read from the booklet on this. The booklet it just gives a little bit more information, but it's so clarifying. The way these cards work is on one side is the name of the mantra, the other the mantra itself. So I'm going to read the Divine Feminine in total, then switch to the Divine Masculine, not terribly long. So the Divine Feminine Queen here got rewriting the subconscious, rewriting the subconscious. And the mantra is, the more I embrace feeling good, the less often I will feel bad. And here she is feeling good. So here's your mantra. The more I embrace feeling good, the less often I will feel bad, which means you can let this shake itself out if you are the Divine Feminine. Does that make sense? That's really clear. These cards seem to not fail me in this, and really giving a lovely, if not a summation, a nice little piece, and something helpful. I find mantras helpful. Mantras are not affirmations. Affirmations are like trying to convince yourself something or to change an emotion. A mantra is almost like repeating a code over and over and over again to program the subconscious in a different way than affirmations do. Just going to stick with that because I've done them in Sanskrit. Rewriting the subconscious. The more I embrace feeling good, the less often I will feel bad. Right? It does say the less often I will feel bad. When the subconscious is rewritten, you are able to feel good on a regular basis, regardless of the way life unfolds. Which is good with an earthquake coming. In rewriting the subconscious, you reverse the gravitational pull of conditioning to become more familiar with the virtues of goodness. As goodness becomes more known, the opposite vibration of negativity can become a less frequent visitor in your reality. And I get that, rewriting the subconscious, because, you know, even myself, when things are good, I was just kind of conditioned. I think a lot of people in my generation were, probably still are, is to sort of look over the other shoulder, waiting for the other shoe to drop, because it's true, all that rises falls, all that renews erodes and then renews again. So that thing of really embracing and feeling and letting the emotions be, it's like, no, I can embrace. What is it? The more I embrace feeling good, not to the exclusion and running away from feeling bad, but to embrace that, to let the body experience feeling good on its own when you can. It does change the nervous system. It changes the biochemistry. It's why meditation, it's why people go to ashrams and retreats and stuff like that. The less often you will feel bad. It's sort of tipping the scales in the best possible way. The last bit here. This mantra is ideal for relieving guilt, releasing shame, and finding joy in new beginnings. Now, the thing is even if you're the Divine Masculine here, you can still use this mantra to help you heal what's going on with the Divine Feminine. That's the way mantras work in the holographic nature of fifth dimensional reality, right? Doesn't matter which you are here, you can use the mantra either for yourself. So if you're the Divine Feminine, you can work this one for yourself, as well as creating cooperation to help you deal with the Divine Masculine. See how that works? Creating cooperation. More gets accomplished when everybody has a role to play. Now, I find interesting role play. I'm telling you, there's that weird little floaty in the third eye here, that little B&D, S&M, chip, dip, chain, whip. Not predominant, but in the slave vernacular, there they role to play. But let's shelve that for the mo. Creating cooperation. Breathe. Breath control. Woof. More gets accomplished when everybody has a role to play. When cooperation is created, the unity of all is access to accomplish more in one moment than any one person can do alone. Absolutely, that's true. Many hands make light work. Light work. As a creator of cooperation, you are giving others the right to contribute, which only broadens the effect of collective expression. Makes sense. Once cooperation is created, all facades of competition melt away, allowing each individual to feel a renewed depth of self-worth by serving a vision greater than any degree of individual gain. And I have to say, with the slave archetype, that makes a lot of sense. Can you feel that, my Scorpios, regardless of who you are here? And that thing of everybody playing a role, that equal give and take, really, really going with that Six of Pentacles, that balance, that there's something about balancing out this twin flame thing here that might be really a healing for both people, but it feels like for the divine masculine slave, this would be a good thing for them to say, well, you know, we all have a role to play. I mean, if you're going to dare say that to a queen, you know what I'm saying? Can you feel the tumultuous, the pressure there? So the last little bit. This mantra is ideal for enhancing teamwork, particularly between two people, transforming family dynamics. Like I said, this need not be necessarily romantic. This could be corporate. This could be familial, and increasing inner peace. More gets accomplished when everybody has a role to play. Fascinating. We're getting 3 more, making 13 cards in total. Whispers of Love Oracle, one of my favorite decks that I got this past year. The Voices of the Higher Selves, we're getting 3, one for the Divine Feminine, one for the Divine Masculine, and one for the Contracted Self to finish it off. Then we will do the overview. I'll pop up the picture of the spread pool. Nice deep breath, please. From the still point. The higher selves of all involved, please. 1 card for the Divine Feminine and the Scorpio Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. For this twin flame collective, twin flame contract here, I can feel this one. Please, please, please. For this Divine Feminine, Queen archetype, Scorpio Collective, the voice of the higher self. 1 for the Divine Masculine in this Scorpio Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, twin flame contract, January 2020, timeless. And 1 for the Scorpio Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, twin flame contract in and of itself. These felt different from each other. That one felt really good. Let's see. So for the Divine Feminine Queen archetype, show simple acts of kindness, my queen. A simple act of kindness can energize you and bring happiness to those around you. So there's a graceful way of going through this if you are the queen. Keep your eye on your shadow. Keep an eye on your hidden agenda. Keep an eye on your rage and your anger. It might not be either one of yours fault. I almost said hurricane, this earthquake that's coming. Might be just something that's scripted. Might be something that you signed up for. Might be something you have no idea what it's going to be until it happens, or sometimes even after it happens. Simple act of kindness. Acts, plural. Be the benevolent queen. Be kind. Everybody's fighting a hard battle. For the Divine Masculine slave here, ask for help. What is it you really need help with? Be willing to allow yourself the support you need. And I'm going to say, if the queen is amenable, great. But if not, this creating cooperation part and taking this leap of faith, go to the divine, right? Surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. Go to your gods, go to your angels, your saints, your masters, even your higher self, which is like your own personal hotline to the divine. It's where the ego, the personality, the body, it's the midway point between that. The higher self is the midway point between the physical embodiment, the ego, the body, all of that, the personality, and the divine, right? So ask for help. Ask for help, particularly that help in terms of a leap of faith, because I get it, you're coming from this nice, stable 10 of Pentacles, secure, and yeah, it's about to get very, very, very rocky. Fasten your seatbelts. It's gonna be a bumpy night. Last card down for the twin flame contract itself. Be authentic to who you are. You are asked to be real and true pertaining to who you are and how you feel. And why do I have a feeling that the earthquake is going to trigger a lot of hidden, buried feelings on both sides. And this slave might be like, you know what? Everybody's got a part to play in this. You didn't enslave me as much as I enslaved myself, but I'm going to ask for the help that I need and perhaps move on. Or at least have a new beginning, right? Be authentic to who you are. Now, I have to say, in a spread of this nature, with these cards in particular, there, of course, like I say, there's so many different quantum variations that can go on. To say it's just one thing, but then again, you could spend all day long interpreting and saying, well, it could be this, it could be that, it could be this, it could be that. Just looking at the dynamic of the queen, knowing the queen in its shadow with that thing of showing simple acts of kindness. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, watch it. This is an opportunity for you to, if you're the Divine Feminine Queen here, to do something real, to learn a lesson, to learn love for yourself, love and honor for yourself. And for the slave here, with that creating cooperation and asking for help, it's pretty heavy. Let's do the overview. Magic clap. So we've got the queen archetype in the shadow. Becomes arrogant when authority is challenged, controlling, and demanding. The light attribute radiates the regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others, particularly through, in this case, simple acts of kindness. Because in the past, yes, she's got the card of manipulation, but that is a neutral thing. The ability perhaps to change her mind, but when it's in the shadow, not so great, and in the light, of course, benevolent. Moving into the Six of Flames from the Six of Blades, we're looking at Bastet, the card of play, a joviality, and again, in balance, something that is not necessarily excessive. It's a 6, right? It's not a 10. But then moving into the Five of Pentacles, something happens, an eruption. Something is perhaps unearthed, but a very, very fast change that throws things perhaps into temporary physical chaos. Remember, very, very quickly, but the aftermath of earthquake can be devastating for decades. Looking at the mantra, the name of the mantra, rewriting the subconscious. The more I embrace feeling good, the less often I will feel bad, which is really good counsel for the queen to really enjoy, particularly if that Six of Blades is pertaining to, like, I guess, affirmation work, mantra work, psychology, meditation, anything of balancing the mind in that way, then really a great way to condition herself to rewrite the subconscious, feeling good more then the less often she will feel bad. And of course, showing simple acts of kindness. A simple act of kindness can energize you and bring happiness to those around you. So all of that is a very complete picture for her. For the Divine Masculine slave archetype in the shadow, giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices. And I think that's what it boils down to here for this slave. The light attribute to say, surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. But with this Ten of Pentacles in the past, it says coming from a stable place, right? Like all of your security needs may very well be met. But you've probably had to give over your willpower to an external authority to get that, whether or not this is this queen archetype or not. Could be a company, could be a family dynamic. Present moment, though, Six of Pentacles. So things seem to be pretty good and balanced right now, but perhaps the slave is still in a place of begging for crumbs from the Six of Pentacles. Is it an honorable, balanced give and take, at least of if not power, then physical resources, because we are looking at the Suit of Pentacles. But then moving into the Fool there, really surrendering power of choice to the divine with complete trust, like the leap of faith, the Fool. Jumping off the cliff, which in this deck, by the way, the Fool card is Dionysus. So he was not foolhardy by any stretch, but certainly followed his passion and his inspiration. The mantra here, creating cooperation, more gets accomplished when everybody has a role to play. So if this earthquake, which seems very dominant in this spread, obviously, if it really is something that shakes up a bunch of people, then of course he's going to have to dive in and play his own role, but that to many hands making light work, more gets accomplished when everyone has a role to play, perhaps even psychologically if he is able to kind of step back and say, no, I played this role. I was afraid to make my own choices, my own decisions. Therefore, I abdicated my will. I take responsibility that I own that. And that will make this what more will get accomplished. But absolutely needs to ask for help. What is it you really need help with? Particularly in terms of abdicating your choices, be willing to allow yourself the support you need. And that can absolutely be asking of the divine, but certainly if this is more of a codependent toxicity going on here, then certainly to ask for help in the appropriate psychological directions, as well as the spiritual, because it does take both. It do take both. And the overall twin flame contract here, for the Scorpio collective, be authentic to who you are. You are asked to be real and true pertaining to who you are and how you feel. And Scorpios, y'all can be a little secretive, particularly about your emotions. You can be wicked hard to read, but you're really good at reading other people. So this earthquake, though it's probably something in the physical, and my eyes keep going back to it, definitely something that's going to stir things up, and everybody's going to need to have to be authentic, even if it's in this moment, I am feeling this, and I will probably not feel this a week from now, but this is how I am, and please forgive me, but to express that. But remember, the foundation of any twin flame contract is to learn how to heal yourself, to learn how to love yourself, to learn how to support, to respect, to set boundaries, all of that stuff. So it might be that both sides really need to be authentic to who they are and to be real and true pertaining to who they are and how they feel. And there we have it, my Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. May certainly all Scorpios be blessed with all that they need in their twin flame contracts, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in Scorpio, to grow, to heal, to learn, to become the best that they can be and fulfill their role in the divine plan, right? For the well-being of all. And so mote it be, and so it is. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like, subscribe, share, all that stuff. Comment in the box below. I love when people comment. I don't always reply, but I try and make sure that you know that I'm there. That to me, every time I hit the thumbs up or the heart, it's me saying blessings, thank you, blessings, thank you. Sometimes I actually have the time to type it. Cool. So happy New Year, regardless of when you are watching this. Blessed 2020, and may all that you seek find you, and may this twin flame contract teach you how to heal and love yourself, so you prepare yourself for a more satisfying soulmate connections, because those contracts are all around you as well. Cool. Thank you so much for watching, my darlings. But for now, hail, farewell, and blessed be.